So, do you have Zoom fatigue symptoms? This is not an April Fool's joke. Zoom fatigue is real. Over the past 2 years, our lives have changed, and in some cases, we've learned to work smarter and are happier working from home. However, living our lives via Zoom has taken a toll on a lot of us. So in this video, I thought I would offer some Zoom fatigue tips. There are no doubt many reasons why we feel tired all the time, but right now, I think it might be because of our new way of communicating via Zoom or whatever tech platform you might use. Who knew we would be relying on living our lives via a screen, apart from social media, that is. But thank goodness for this technology, because it can also be a curse on our well-being. So Zoom exhaustion is real and all-consuming, because when it's the only way to communicate for work with friends and family, both locally and from around the world, it can be a challenge to our well-being. There is a double-edged sword with being online with Zoom. It's great being able to be connected, but I find that I'm putting so much more of myself into each conversation and can end up feeling really tired after too many hours spent on face-to-face virtual conversations. And another thing I find strange is the feeling of being both connected and disconnected at the same time. And I know I'm not alone in this very strange feeling. And now that most of us are back in the office, so to speak, the advantage of Zoom is that we can use a combination of face-to-face communication, or we can use Zoom. I know lots of people are very happy to continue having meetings via Zoom because it saves money and it's good on timing. However, there's a different quality to our attention when we're online. I find I have to be hyper-focused on what I hear, as I don't find it as easy or free-flowing as a face-to-face conversation. I'm also hyper-vigilant online, watching for visual cues that I would normally easily pick up from a full range of body language. And then if you're on Zoom with lots of people, you have to keep an eye on everyone's body language. And it's easy to lose track of what's being said when there's so much demand on your senses. So having too many things to focus on can leave us feeling overstimulated, something like feeling tired and wired at the same time. And there's no human contact, which we all crave. So this situation really does have a double-edged sword. So, how can we find a balance between feeling connected and disconnected? Here are a couple of online fatigue tips. I like to make a Zoom nest. So I prepare my seat, make sure I'm comfortable and have everything around me that I need, like water and pen, paper, tissues, or whatever else you need for your time online. Then, once settled, take a few nice deep breaths and be aware of where you are, sitting on a chair, in the room that you're in the house that you're in, feeling your feet on the floor and your body on the chair. In other words, just being really present before the meeting starts. And assuming the meeting is a work meeting or perhaps an online course, as opposed to a webinar when there are a gazillion people. When the meeting starts, take the time to engage properly and greet whoever it is online. And don't be tempted to blank your screen. If someone has taken the time to set up the meeting, the least we can do is give them our attention and feel the connection with that person. And also collectively with the group. When I was first using Zoom, I found myself sneakily looking at my phone at the same time, and then I missed out on something that I wanted to know about, so I didn't do that again. So either I attend to what's in front of me or I don't. What's the message? Give the online meeting the same amount of respect as you would a face-to-face one. And now it's confession time. I have been known to nod off. Fingers crossed no one noticed. So now I make sure that I stand up from time to time to give myself a break, and I can still be seen and continue to take part in the meeting. And just to make sure I'm not being disrespectful, I put a note in the chat to say what I'm doing. We need to remember that this is still a relatively new situation between connection and disconnection, or presence and absence, whichever description works for you. I can get a bit frustrated with this tech stuff that doesn't always behave. But having said that, I'm really grateful for it, as I would be a lot poorer emotionally speaking if I couldn't have this virtual connection at my fingertips. And apart from managing my energy levels during online meetings or courses, there are other ways of supporting yourself, like getting out into nature, breathing exercises, self-care and journaling. I'm offering a simple course that encompasses these, and if you are interested in exploring these themes, please click on the link below.